Okay, so today's video is going to be short and sweet, but this is some copium that has appeared, and I really want to talk about it because it gives me an excuse to talk about Resident Evil 5. So, to the point, the actress for Sheva has posted saying she's working on something that she can't announce till March, and it's like flooded with like Resident Evil hashtags, 30th anniversary hashtag and stuff like that. And immediately I was like, here we go, finally, Resident Evil 5 Remake is happening. And I know that not everyone wants that, and I know that some people think it doesn't need that, but let me just talk about it for a bit. I'm not a big fan of Resident Evil 5. I'm a big advocate for Resident Evil 5. A lot of people don't like it, say it was the start of bad things to come, which in a way it was, yeah, but I think it walks a fine line, this one. It's not too crazy. It is a bit crazy in some parts, but it's not too crazy. I have a lot of nostalgia for the game. I played it a lot when I was younger. I played it a lot with different people when I was younger. I've played it through with multiple friends from start to finish who have never played it before. I've actually managed to get people to play the game just because I've said it's good, and they all seem to agree that it's good too. And I've met people through this game. I've had laughs through this game with random people in random lobbies, in the multiplayer, in the mercenaries, or whatever. I've played a lot of Resident Evil 5. I enjoy the game. So I think having a remake of 5, for me, would be insane. Having it play more like 4 remake, probably, at a guess. So no more stiff movement, no more kind of can't move and shoot and stuff like that. Just having it run like the 5 remake, even if it's just like 1 for 1 the same. I wouldn't even care. If it just ran on like the new engine, I'd love it. It'd be so good. Now, obviously, there's a few things to look at realistically with the timing of the announcement that could or could not implicate it's happening. First of all, let's get this out of the way. First, that leaker that everyone knows has already said that the next remakes are supposed to be Code Veronica and Zero. I forget which order they're supposed to bring out in, but apparently they're the next ones that are up for that treatment. And I'll say it out loud, they need it more. So they need remakes more than this. 100%. Especially Code Veronica. That game is just... it's rough to play. Zero is also rough to play, but I feel like sometimes it's not as bad as Code Veronica, but either way, they both need one. More than 5. So whatever, that's fine. Is that true? Maybe. Could that change? Also maybe. We don't know. Until it actually comes out or it's actually announced, we don't know. I always say that with leaks. Don't believe every detail that is said until you see it from them themselves, because you're just going to hype yourself up if something ends up not happening. I have a whole thing with that leaker, especially with Requiem, with Leon. Like, that was never not obvious from the start, and I think people have kind of just held him up because he's the guy that said Leon's in this game. Like, I'm sorry, but if you didn't think he wasn't in that game from almost the get-go, you're insane. There was so many things that weren't him, that 1, clued us into him being in there, and 2, literally said it, i.e. PlayStation messing up twice. But, it is what it is. Anyway, away from that. Another thing, the actual anniversary, the actual 30th anniversary is in March. She can't say anything till March. Now, it might not be a 5 remake. Let's straight up say it might not be that. It could be a couple things. It could be 1. They could be trying to do another multiplayer game with like more characters from the franchise in, and she's doing lines for Sheva in that. That could be a thing. Is that going to be something people like? Probably not. They've tried this a few times. It doesn't work. Unless this is something completely new and maybe not PvP focused. Like, for example, what if they just made like a mercenaries game for the anniversary and every character was in it? That'd be cool. But we'll see with that. 2, very, very unlikely, but it could just be a remaster of 5. They don't have to go full-on remake with 5. They could just kind of improve it slightly. Maybe make the controls more free-flow, like moving and shooting, but it's the same game. It's just like a remaster rather than a completely ground-up remake, and they're just redoing lines for it. You don't know. That seems unlikely, but it is a possibility. Another one I've seen people say is maybe it's a CGI movie. Maybe she is coming back through the way of CGI films, which people quite like. I remember the last one pretty much had everybody in it, which was pretty cool. So I see no reason why they'd make a new one and not include more characters. But bottom line is, you know, at the end of the day, she's doing something tied to Resident Evil. She's Sheva's voice actress. Now then again, she might just be coming back to Resident Evil, and maybe she's not playing Sheva, maybe she's doing something else. Think of Jill's current voice actress. She is multiple characters across the new games. She is Jill, obviously. She is one of Dimitrescu's daughters, I forget the name, and she's also the one random villager in Village that dies early on, the daughter of the old guy that like turns into a werewolf. That one. So there's every possibility she's just doing voice work for a game. Could it be Sheva? Maybe. Could it not be? Maybe. We don't know. But she's doing something, and I just kind of wanted to jump on that because Resident Evil 5 is, again, it's up there for me as one of my favourites. And is it perfect? No. Is there things that could be improved with the remake? Absolutely. I've done these videos already and talked about certain parts of the game that would see massive improvement if they were to do it. But we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, that is going to do it. Leave your thoughts on that situation down below. Do you want to see a Resident Evil 5 remake? Will it be announced soon? What else do you think it could be? Leave all those thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.